it's Hailey Reese, and it's a new week with a new glass of wine. And you guys, I woke up today feeling so excited for this video, feeling so inspired. I had a whole list of ideas of everything that I wanted to talk about on Wine Wednesdays, different story times to tell. I tend to keep them in a book, that way whenever I want to draw inspiration or think of an idea to share with you, I've already thought of certain things that I wanted to share. And this week I wanted to do more funny videos. However, I've been doing a lot of thinking and a lot of soul searching while here in isolation, both good and bad, and just kind of really redefining who I am as a person and what inspires me, but most importantly, what I want to do going forward with my life. And I decided to just really reflect on my life as a whole. And when I looked back on the beginning of my life and kind of my journey to manifestation and where I'm at now, I realized that there's so many things that I could be doing daily to improve my life, but most importantly, to bring forth all of my dreams, bring forth my destiny, and to just really assist me in becoming the woman that I want to be and completing the things that I feel is a part of my soul's journey here on earth. And so I figured for today's video, I could just share with you guys a little bit of how I'm feeling with law of attraction, how I'm feeling with manifestation, how I'm staying positive, how I'm turning dark to light in my life, and then hopefully inspire you to do the same with yours. I also have some really crazy stories, you guys, from my childhood of things that I truly believed that I manifested, and they're hilarious. So I can't wait to share that with you, but overall, this is just gonna be me hanging out with you guys. I am in isolation. All I wanna do is talk and hang with you guys. And so I hope that you have a beverage of your choice and that you enjoy today's video. Fun fact, when I was a little kid, every single sip of something that I took, I would go, I was such a drama queen. I would drive everybody crazy. I'd go, every single time. And it brought me joy, and I couldn't understand why everybody was so irritated by it. But in hindsight, I'm like, that's low-key, high-key annoying. Anyways, before we get into this video, I just want to let you guys know that I've been working really hard in collaboration with companies that I believe in, and I've been accepting more sponsorships as of lately because I really want to give back during this dark time. And you guys are my family, so I just want to throw it out there that if any of you are struggling right now and there's anything that I can do to help you, whether it's giving you a little bit of money towards groceries or bills, or even if it's just that you need someone to talk to, please don't hesitate to drop a comment down below. Please don't hesitate to DM me, because I feel so fortunate to be in the position that I'm in right now, and I'm only in this position because of you guys. So wholeheartedly, I want to give back. I want to help my family, but I also want to help you guys because you are a part of my family. So with that being said, please, please, please don't feel embarrassed. Don't hesitate. If there's anything that I can do at all to help you right now, please let me know. And with that being said, let's get into this video. All right, so I've talked about law of attraction so many times, you guys. Like, majority of people who I meet in day-to-day life and I engage in deep conversation with, I somehow always bring it back to manifestation and law of attraction because it truly is the secret and the key to life. And I've talked about it a couple of times. I'll actually link down below one of my favorite videos that I've ever done on it to date. But I do intend, with everything new that I've learned, to do a much bigger video, probably on this channel, maybe on my main channel, depending on all things law of attraction, my journey, and just everything to do with it. It'll be a lengthy one, but I believe in it that much. But I'm just gonna give you guys like a brief summary of law of attraction and then kind of move into my journey, my story, where I'm at, just all that jazz. So we are vibrational beings. We are powerful beings. We are souls having an earthly experience. This is not the end of us. This is not the start of us either. We began long before we came to have this experience here on earth. You have capabilities beyond what you could even imagine, and you are, without even realizing it, manifesting your life, whether it's positive or negative. You are creating your own reality based off of the choices that you're making and the way that you're feeling. And that's a really scary thing to learn. When I was younger and I was learning all about law of attraction from Grams, and I was being taught that there are no limitations on what I can do in life, the only limitations start within my mind, and that my mind is so much more powerful than I could even imagine, I accepted it with open arms because I was a child. which is what will later lead me into all the funny things that I manifested as a kid. But as an adult, when you really look back on it, or you really start to dive more into law of attraction and understand the power of your thoughts and the power of your actions, you then realize that you need to be more in control of yourself. And that's kind of scary. It's kind of scary to think that you're manifesting everything, but there's more to it than that. One single negative thought isn't going to make your life negative. One bad day isn't going to turn your life upside down. It's what you're doing continuously and your overall vibration and your overall energy. You can create the life of your dreams. The only person that can stop you is you. But the kicker is, it's not just about saying what you want. It's not just about thinking about what you want. It's about what your supporting thoughts are desiring and what your supporting thoughts are thinking. So for an example, if I'm constantly like thinking of money because I want money to come into my life, I have to analyze what my supporting thought is. Is my supporting thought that I don't have money? Because if it is, then that supporting thought contributes too, and therefore I'm not going to be as prosperous as I would be if I wholeheartedly just believed in abundance coming my way. You don't even have to know what it is that you want to desire. You don't have to know who you're going to be or where you're going to end up. You just have to believe wholeheartedly and put out there every single moment of every single day that you can that you will live an abundant, prosperous, healthy, happy life. And if you continuously believe that, your vibration will translate that and therefore attract that into your life. We are what we put out, because what we put out is what we get back. So as a kid, you guys, like I was saying, Grams taught me all about this from a young age. We talked about everything. Like, I hope to be that mother and that grandmother for my future children, who I hope that they will become for future generations if that's what they desire, because I just look back on these moments with Grams and they were so special to me. They hold such a special place in my heart because I had a mom who believed in me wholeheartedly. And then I had a grandma who was so spiritual, and the combination of that was just, it just made me unstoppable as a child. And through every dark time, I held this outlook on the future and how bright it was going to be, and that I was going to do everything that I set out to do. And every single thing that I wanted in life that was of good and that was of good nature, I would wholeheartedly believe it, you guys, like with every fiber of my being. And throughout my whole entire childhood and early teenage years, which we'll get into where this all shifted, I created the life of my dreams in certain aspects. Anything that I desired that was a positivity that I put my heart into, it was just prosperous. It was incredible. It just worked out for me every single time. For an example, I wanted to be a cheerleader one day. I woke up and I decided I'm gonna be a cheerleader. And what I mean by cheerleader wasn't like an actual high school cheerleading team. In fact, I was actually in elementary school at the time. It was competitive cheerleading, which was mostly like tumbling and stunts, and you would go to competitions and all of that. And the reason I decided I wanted to be a cheerleader was because a girl in my grade was a cheerleader, and it was so cool at recess watching her show like us all the things that she was learning. So I decided I wanted to be a cheerleader, but let's kind of rewind for a second. I was not a dancer. I was not coordinated. Like I said in last week's video, I am clumsy. Like, dancing is just not in my blood. In fact, you guys, I admittedly spent like over 2 hours trying to learn TikTok dances. Actually, no, one TikTok dance, and I couldn't get it right. So I'm just not coordinated. I go to my mom, I'm like, Mom, I really, really, really want to be a cheerleader. I really believe and think I'm gonna be a cheerleader. And my mom's like, okay, like let's look into it. Let's look at some information on it. So we go to the website, we look at everything, we find out that in a few weeks there's tryouts, and how they formatted it was the tryouts were just like one big giant tryout, and they had a whole bunch of different coaches like watching each individual kid at the tryout, and they would rank them and put them into all the different levels based off their skill level. Now, never tumbled in my life. At this point, I had never danced in my life. I walked out of dance class at the age of 3. That's a whole other story. And I'd never done this in my whole entire life, but I walked in there believing there was not a doubt in my mind I was gonna be a cheerleader. And on the way there, I'm telling my mom and I'm telling my grandpa, I'm gonna be on the advanced team. I wanna be competitive. I wanna go to competition. And my grandpa's like, listen, Dolly, you are amazing at all that you do, but sometimes you have to start in stages. So don't be disappointed if you're on the beginner class. And I was like, nope, I'm gonna be on the advanced team. Like, I know it. I walked in there, I didn't look at any of the other people. I focused solely on myself. I was like, this is my moment. I'm gonna be a competitive cheerleader. Complete the tryout, go home. A week later, my mom's like, oh, it's posted, like all the different teams. She goes to the beginner team. She's reading through it. Nope, no Hailey. She calls them and she's like, hey, listen, like I know my kid's new, but I thought she would have at least been on the beginner team. And they're like, oh, no, your daughter's on the advanced team. And my mom's like my Hailey. And she's repeating my name. And they're like, yep. My mom's like, no, like my daughter has never done anything like this before. How could she be on the competitive team? And they were like, we saw something in her. Like there's something in her that we think this is the best team for her. And sure enough, for that year, I fit right in because I believed in myself. I really applied myself because I thought wholeheartedly I could do it, and I did it. And I look back on that, and as an adult, I don't know that I would walk into a situation of that nature so confident that I'm not looking to anybody else, so confident that I'm just applying myself. And that's the difference between Hailey at that age and Hailey now. And I'm talking in third person, but you know what I mean. So, things like this, you guys, would happen all throughout my childhood because I believed the world was in my hands if I did good. My grandma literally always taught me that if you do everything with good intent and you believe that you can do it, anything is possible for you. And so I lived my life like this every single day. I was reading spiritual books all throughout my childhood, books way beyond my years, and I was absorbing every single piece of information and then applying it into my life. I would even go and sit under trees and try to talk to my spirit guides before they ever even spoke to me. So, like things like this, you guys, were constantly happening. For an example, you guys, at one point in my life, my sister and I went to a farm and we saw farm eggs from the chickens. And we were like, oh my goodness, we should ask if we can hatch chickens. Now, we lived in the city. I did have a bearded dragon who had a big tank with a heater, but we'd never hatched chickens. So we beg and we beg and we beg, and finally they're like, sure, you can hatch chickens. They never thought chickens were gonna hatch. We put them in like our little homemade nest underneath the heating lamp in my bearded dragon's tank. And every single day, I would go over there and I would talk to these little chicks that were gonna hatch. And I would be like, I can't wait to meet you. I'm so excited that you're gonna hatch in my bearded dragon's tank. This is so amazing. And my mom would constantly be like, listen, Hailey, I don't think that they're gonna hatch. They need a mama to hatch them. Like, you are not their mama. You know, it's just under a heating lamp. I really don't think that it's gonna hatch, but it's a cool project. Like, she was just trying to be nice to us. So one day, I wake up, it's a totally normal day. I go downstairs to go over to my bearded dragon's tank to say good morning to him, but most importantly, to talk to my unhatched chicks. And I look close, and I see that there's like a little cracking going on the eggs. And I look even closer and I see what looks like something kind of like poking. So I run and get my parents. I'm like, today's the day. The chicks are going to be born. Today's their birthday. It's a big day. And they're like, no way. Sure enough, we hatched 2 chicks. I named mine Zoe. Julia named hers Mona. Mona was a girl. Zoe turned to Joey. But we hatched chickens in the city in my bearded dragon's tank with no other care other than a heating lamp. I wanted bunnies so badly, you guys. I had it in my head I was gonna get bunnies. I would manifest these bunnies every single night without realizing. I would constantly like lay in bed and be like, when I get my baby bunnies, it's gonna be so amazing. I would picture them. I would picture life with having them. But my mom was absolutely adamant that we were not getting bunnies. She thought that they were gonna stink, and honestly, she just didn't want to take care of that responsibility right now. And then one day, you guys, like I swear over everything I care about, this is like a true story. We go to open up the back sliding door to go into the backyard, and like right on the porch, there's 2 like tiny abandoned baby bunnies. And my mom's like, how? We actually got to keep them for a while, take care of them, but then we handed them over to people who knew how to properly care for them and transition them into, I guess, the outside world. I'm not quite familiar with how all of that works, but yeah. I got baby bunnies at least for a few weeks, and I was convinced that that was because the power of my mind, and I manifested those baby bunnies. There were so many things that would happen, you guys, that were kind of minor, but to me as a child, they were so big and so important because I was recognizing that when I did good and I really dreamt about something, I felt it, I believed it, it would come to me. And that went on for so many years, even up until the fact that when my mom first paid for me to go into a recording studio to record for fun a demo of the songs I'd written, I kept saying how I just felt like, I was going to be working in Universal Records soon. And everyone thought that that was a really big dream, but, start smaller. Every single day I would do things, you guys, in preparation for that moment. And then one day, I'll tell this whole story in another story time, we get a call. They want me to come to New York and record in Universal Music for almost a year. And it was the coolest experience of my life, but most importantly, I felt like I'd in a way manifested that. Where everything really changed for me was when I started getting bullied and I started losing sight of that version of myself. I started doubting myself. I started feeling like I wasn't good enough. I started feeling like the world really wasn't mine because other people made me think about it, when I should have reflected back to when younger Hailey didn't think about those around her. Her dreams became a reality. But as you get older, you kind of lose sight. The spiritual ego comes up. You lose sight of the beauty of believing in everything. And I certainly did. And for a while, I really lost myself, you guys. I really, really did. I stopped manifesting. I stopped believing in the power of good. And honestly, up until my YouTube channel, after my lung collapse, there was a period that was the darkest of my life. And then even recently, I went through a phase that I just wasn't the person that I wanted to be. I just wasn't who I was destined to be. And I know it sounds so corny and cheesy, but I just felt like I looked in the mirror and I wasn't seeing me anymore. I was seeing a product of traumatic experiences I've had. I was seeing a product of the bullying. I was seeing a product of the hate. I was seeing a product of traumatic experiences that were out of my control that happened to me. And I was becoming that. I was absorbing that, therefore becoming that, therefore putting that out, therefore getting that back. And I don't want to do that anymore. I want to find younger Hailey. I want to wake up every day and believe truly that all these beautiful things I want in my life are coming for me. It's just a matter of time. And one big misconception about law of attraction that's really important to say is that you can't just think it. Your actions have to be completely in alignment with what it is that you're thinking. For an example, if I'm thinking every single day, I'm going to be a professional dancer, and I believe it with all of my being, I'm like, I'm going to be a professional dancer, the opportunity might come knocking because I've created that. I've created that manifestation. I've created that opportunity for me to be able to have the chance to be a professional dancer. But were my actions in alignment? Was I ready when that opportunity came? Because you will manifest the opportunities, but your actions have to be in alignment. And that is where I'm at right now. I want to not only believe it, but I want to become it. And I want to embody all that is me and all that my soul set out to be. And I want to remind you guys that your past does not define you. Mistakes that you've made, people you've hurt, choices that have led you to paths that you didn't want to take, that doesn't define who you are. That doesn't define where you're at. You are given an opportunity every single day to choose good, to manifest, to attract, to create a life of your dreams, to become all that you want to be. You have an opportunity every single day, despite what's going on outside. Take the advice of younger me and don't look to others to show you who you're meant to be, because you will end up exactly where you're meant to be by focusing within. And I just want you guys to know that, because I'm feeling so inspired. I really just want you watching this video to know that you are not watching this video by mistake. This video is meant to reach you because you are meant to reach what your purpose is. You are meant to create the life of your dreams. You are worthy of the life of your dreams. Your past does not define you. Recognize that you are powerful, that this is temporary. I could wake up tomorrow and that could be my last day. Hopefully not, but it could be. And I am only given the present. That's all that I can focus on. I can't change the past. I can't predict the future. I'm only given the present. And back in 2019, when I was really in a dark place, I was looking forward to 2020 so much. I was like, you know what? When 2020 hits, that's going to be my year. I'm going to travel the world. I'm going to be kinder. I'm going to be wiser. I'm going to be smarter. I'm going to stop making such stupid mistakes. And then 2020 came, and we're all stuck in our homes. I couldn't predict what the future was going to hold. I should have lived for that day. And I think that no matter your situation right now, no matter where you are in the world, what you're going through, that's something that we can all learn from. What we do today, we hope is in alignment with what our future is going to be. I make choices today now, focusing on what I want to become, but I can no longer live for the future. I can no longer stress things out of my control. I can no longer continuously give my energy to things that are not of the vibration and the energy that I want to be a part of in this life. And I did that, you guys. I did that for a while. I was seeping down to levels. Somebody hurt me, so I seeped down to that vibration, and I tried to I don't even know. The world is what we make of it. No matter where you're from, no matter what your financial situation is, no matter who your family is, no matter what you've went through, what you've been through, what you've done, the world is what we and you make of it. Because that's all we can do. So for this video, you guys, I know it was rambly, it was all over the place. I didn't make any notes because I really wanted to speak from the heart, but please, every single day that you wake up, count it as a blessing. There are so many things in life that we don't even realize are blessings until they're taken from us. Family, shelter, health, finances, jobs, friends, like our well-being, our mental health. There's so many things that we just go through the motions and we don't realize how important it is until we no longer have it. It's crazy, you guys, because when my lung collapsed and I couldn't breathe at all, it was literally as if my last breath was coming. I thought about the irony of the fact that my whole entire life I've just been breathing. And yeah, I've had asthma and I've had lung problems and I've needed my inhaler, but overall, while we're conversating, while we're laughing, while we're having glasses of wine, we're just breathing. And we don't even think about it until something like what's going on right now or anything in general happens where that breath could be taken. You realize how important something so simple as the air in our lungs is. And I think that that's with anything in life. So please, 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 for me, wake up every day, count your blessings, remind yourself that you are given another day to make of it what you choose. The world is what you make of it, and please, please, please pay attention to your thoughts and actions, because whether you know it or not, you are creating your reality. And while you're stuck inside is the perfect time to start thinking about all the things that you want in life, thinking about what you want to do in the world, thinking about what you're going to do with your time when those doors open and it's no longer dangerous to go outside. And prepare yourself for that day, because there's no better time than now to start manifesting and creating the life of your dreams. And I just want you to know that. Nobody is better than you. There's nobody on this planet who is worthier than you. Everybody is worthy of a good life. Everybody is worthy of their dreams. Everybody is worthy of love and respect and kindness and just creating a reality that makes them happy. We all came into this world the same. We came in as babies, some in better situations, some in worse, but there's no telling where you're gonna end up. So please, 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 for me, make it a positive one. Gonna sip some wine on that note. Woo! And on that note, you guys, I want to end this video on a positive. I love you guys so much. I am so thankful for each and every one of you. I know that it sounds cliche, and I also know that it sounds unbelievable, but it's true. I wake up in the middle of the night right now with everything going on. My sleep schedule is horrific. And amidst it all, even when I've had my moments of fear, when I've had my moments of doubt, I always close my eyes thanking God for you guys, because, oh my God, is this the wine? What's happening to me in quarantine? Because he gave me you guys, and I needed you more than you'll ever know. And this channel and my main channel and just everything that I put out there with my heart and soul, the music that I'm creating, the book that I'm writing, you guys made it all possible. But most of all, you guys brought me happiness in a time where I didn't feel I was worthy of it. And throughout everything that's been going on, you guys, you have brought me joy. So please, please, please know that. Know that I love you. Know that you always have a friend in me. You always have a family in me. And I can't wait till this is all over, because I want to tour the world and meet you guys. So all I want to do right now is manifest that, create content that makes me happy, hang out with you guys every single day, and then when all is said and done, meet you, hug you, and thank you. So let's get through this together positively, and let's manifest beautiful, wonderful things. And on that note, let's take our big final sip. Woo! She was bigger than I thought. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope that it resonated with you, and I hope that you can take something positive from it. Like I said, I don't believe in coincidences, and I truly believe you stumbled on this video for a reason, so please take from it what you will. And yeah, I have so many videos I'm so excited for on this channel, you guys. You have no idea. Oh, I'm so excited. So make sure if you're not subscribed, you click that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in my next video. I love you all so much, and have an amazing, beautiful day. Bye, guys.